All right, fuckers. Let's rip the Band-Aid off and plunge right into the goddamn digital hellhole that is Google search. You think you know how to Google? Bullshit. We're going to tear apart the history of this internet monster, from its pathetic beginnings to the algorithmic Frankenstein it is now.
Yeah, it's a wild ride, no doubt. Most people don't have a clue about the puppet master pulling their search strings.
Damn straight.
Yeah.
So let's rewind to 96. Back when Google was just a couple of Stanford dweebs jerking off to a project they called Backrub. Backrub? Seriously, what a fucking stupid name.
Well, it's more clever than it sounds. They were obsessed with backlinks back then. Basically, the more websites linking to you, the more Google thought you were the shit.
So they were onto something, even with that dumbass name. But how the hell did Backrub become the Google we know and love to hate today?
They snagged Google.com in 97. You know, it's a play on Google, that ridiculously huge number. Shows you they had big plans from the start. But the real kicker, by 2000, they were spitting out search results in 13 different languages. Global domination, baby!
Damn, talk about taking over the world. But let's be real, Google ain't running a fucking charity here. How'd they start raking in the dough?
They hit the motherlode with AdWords in 2000. Forget those annoying banner ads. This was targeted advertising on crack. Search for shoes. Bam. Shoe ads all over your screen. Genius and evil as fuck.
Pure fucking genius. So when did they decide to start screwing with everyone's websites with all these algorithm updates? Was there like an aha moment where they decided to become the internet police?
Well, they'd been messing with their algorithms for a while, but things got serious around 2002. That's when they started publicly announcing these huge updates. A real power move showing everyone who was boss.
Right. And then there was the infamous Florida update in 2003. It basically nuked anyone still using those old school spammy SEO tactics. Websites were dropping like flies.
Total bloodbath. Keyword stuffing, hidden text, all those shady tricks went out the window. Google made it crystal clear. User experience is king, and they were running the show.
So it wasn't enough to just index the web anymore. They wanted to curate the damn thing.
Exactly. They were going from being a simple librarian to becoming the ultimate internet gatekeeper.
Okay, so things were getting tighter, more hardcore, but they weren't just playing whack-a-mole with shitty websites, right? Were they actually trying to make search better?
Oh, absolutely. In 2009, 2010, they unleashed caffeine, a total game changer, made indexing faster and results fresher.
So Google got a speed boost and started serving up information in real time. But what about those other updates you mentioned, Panda and Penguin? They sound pretty badass.
Oh, they were. Panda, released in 2011, was like a giant fly swatter. Crushed all those low-quality content farms, churning out useless crap. And then in 2012, Penguin waddled in and targeted all those scummy websites trying to game the system with shady link schemes.
Hold up. Content farms and shady link schemes. The fuck are those? Some of us aren't SEO wizards.
Imagine a website that's just a factory for garbage articles. Stuffed with keywords, but with zero value for readers. That's a content farm. As for shady links, think of it like this. Instead of recommending a genuinely awesome pizza place, you're spamming links to your buddy's shitty pizza joint to boost its ranking. Total bullshit, right?
Totally. So Panda and Penguin were like a 1-2 punch to the gut for anyone trying to cheat the system.
You got it. Sites relying on those tactics got absolutely destroyed. Their rankings tanked, traffic vanished, and a lot of them went belly up. It was a brutal lesson in the power of Google.
Damn, Google can be a ruthless motherfucker.
Yeah.
So at this point, they're indexing, ranking, and policing the web like digital dictators.
Yeah.
Was there any sign they were getting even smarter?
That's where the knowledge graph comes in. It's a massive database of information that basically turned Google into a walking encyclopedia.
So instead of just matching keywords like some dumb robot, they were actually trying to understand what the hell people were searching for.
Bingo! That's why you started seeing those little info boxes popping up, pulling data straight from Google's brain. They were moving beyond just showing you links. They were trying to give you answers.
All right, so Google's on a roll, getting faster, smarter, and stricter. But they've always been obsessed with AI, right? When did that shit really start influencing search?
That brings us to Hummingbird, launched in 2013. This bad boy was all about prepping Google for the future of search. Voice search and this crazy thing called semantic search.
Wait, semantic search? What the fuck is that?
Imagine searching for best pizza near me. Before, Google would just look for those exact words. With semantic search, it's like Google's trying to crawl inside your head and figure out what you really want.
So Google's reading our minds now. Creepy, but also kind of cool.
Right. It paved the way for voice assistants like Siri and Alexa. making search more like talking to a person.
Damn, Google's playing 4D chess while we're stuck playing checkers. So they basically predicted the future of search.
They were definitely ahead of the curve. But hold on tight, because in 2015, they dropped the Mobile-geddon bomb.
Mobile-geddon sounds fucking apocalyptic.
It was a wake-up call for anyone still stuck in the desktop era. Google basically said, get with the program or get fucked.
So they were forcing everyone to make their websites mobile-friendly. That's some serious power.
They weren't asking, they were telling. And it worked. Showed the world how Google can single-handedly reshape the entire internet.
All right, they're indexing, ranking, policing, understanding, predicting, and now controlling the web. Anything else they can do.
Oh, we're just getting started. Remember AI? It's about to become the star of the show. In 2015, Google admitted that RankBrain, this super secret AI system, was a major player in how search results got ranked.
RankBrain. This is some next-level sci-fi shit.
RankBrain uses machine learning to figure out what users really want, even if they're not searching for the exact keywords. It's like Google's brain is evolving to understand our every whim.
So keywords are dead. What the hell are we supposed to do now?
It's not just about keywords anymore. It's about understanding the intent, the context, maybe even the emotional state of the user.
All right, so let's get into some of the shady shit Google's pulled over the years. They've pissed off a lot of people on their climb to the top.
Yeah, no shit. With the amount of power they have, it's no surprise they stepped on a few necks along the way. Where do we even start with this shit show?
Privacy concerns have always been a huge thorn in Google's side. Remember Google Buzz?
Vaguely. Wasn't it like their failed attempt at a social network? What was so fucked up about it?
They basically exposed everyone's private contact info without even asking. Total invasion of privacy. People were pissed. And rightfully so.
Yeah, I remember that being a total disaster. Didn't they try to pull some shady shit with Search Plus Your World, too?
Oh, yeah, that was another clusterfuck. They tried to shove Google Plus down everyone's throats by prioritizing it in search results. People saw right through that bullshit. It was so obvious they were just trying to manipulate search for their own benefit.
So they were basically rigging the game. What a bunch of dicks. Yeah, it was a PR nightmare. And don't forget about all the antitrust lawsuits they've been hit with over the years.
Oh, yeah, those were huge. Governments around the world were calling them a monopoly and saying they were abusing their power. What was the main problem there?
They were accused of using their dominance to crush competitors, jack up ad prices, and favor their own products and services, basically acting like a digital mafia.
Damn, Google sounds like a real piece of work. But it's not just governments that are worried, right? Regular people are freaking out about how Google collects and uses their data.
Absolutely. Google knows practically everything about us. What we search for, what we watch, what we buy, where we go. It's enough to make you paranoid.
Seriously, it's like they're building a digital file on each of us. And that data is pure gold to advertisers, right?
Exactly. That's why Google's swimming in cash. But it does raise some serious ethical questions about how that information is used and who has access to it.
So Google's this massive machine constantly pushing the limits of technology. But they're also a company with their own agenda, their own biases, and their own skeletons in the closet.
Right. And it's important to remember that when you're using their products, you're not just searching, you're feeding the beast.
All right, so we've covered the good, the bad, and the ugly of Google search. But let's try to end this segment on a somewhat positive note. They've got to have done some good in the world, right?
Of course. For all their flaws, Google has made information more accessible than ever before. You can instantly find answers to almost any question you can imagine, from the meaning of life to how to fix a leaky faucet.
True. I can't imagine living without Google these days. It's like having a supercomputer in my pocket.
And they've developed some incredible tools. Google Maps, Google Translate, Google Scholar. These are game changers for a lot of people.
Yeah, those are pretty damn useful. And they've contributed to some big open source projects like Android and Kubernetes.
Right. They've made some significant contributions to the tech world beyond just their own products, and they've also invested a lot of money in renewable energy and sustainability.
Okay, so maybe they're not pure evil.
Yeah.
But it's still creepy how much power they have. What could we do about it? Should we all just become hermits and live off the grid?
That's a bit extreme, but you're right to be concerned. We need to be aware of the compromises we're making when we use their products. We need to demand more transparency and control over our data. And we need to support alternative search engines and technologies that make privacy and user control a priority.
So be mindful, demand change, and explore alternatives. Got it.
Yeah.
But it's hard to picture a world without Google at this point. They become so ingrained in our lives.
They have, and that's why it's important to have these conversations and think critically about the role of technology in our lives. We need to be informed and empowered users, not passive consumers.
Okay, so let's wrap up this deep dive into the guts of the Google beast. We've covered their rise to power, the shady shit they've pulled, and how they've fucked with the world. One hell of a ride.
We've gone from back rub to goddamn AI overlords in what feels like a minute. Makes you wonder what the hell is next, right? What's the future of Google search?
Yeah, they're like a fucking digital octopus with their tentacles wrapped around everything. What's their next move? Are they going to take over the world?
World domination might not be too far off. Who knows? One thing's for sure. Google ain't going anywhere. They're always innovating, pushing tech to the limit and expanding into new markets. They're unstoppable.
It's scary how much they've already done. Search, advertising, mobile operating systems. Hell, they're even building self-driving cars. What's next? Are they going to start putting chips in our brains?
Brain chips might be a little extreme, but they are dumping a ton of money into AI and machine learning. That's a huge part of their future, that's for sure.
We've already seen what they can do with Rank Brain. What's next? Are they going to create some kind of super AI that can predict our every thought?
RankBrain was just the beginning. They're building more and more complex AI systems that can understand and respond to language, learn from how people use Google, and even predict what we need before we even know it ourselves.
That's amazing, but also kind of terrifying. Are we talking about some Skynet shit here, where the machines wake up and decide to kill us all?
Let's hope not. But it is a valid concern. As AI gets more powerful, we need to make sure it's being used for good. We need ethical guidelines, transparency, and accountability to prevent these systems from being abused.
We've already seen how algorithms can be biased, discriminatory, even dangerous. We can't let AI become a tool for oppression or control.
Absolutely. We need to stay vigilant and make sure AI is used for good, not for evil. But let's not forget about the potential benefits either. AI has the potential to solve some of the world's biggest problems, like climate change and disease.
So it's a double-edged sword. We got to be careful, but also open to the possibilities. It's a brave new world out there.
It is. And it's not just AI that's shaping the future of search. We're also seeing these alternative search engines popping up that are focused on privacy and user control. People are finally starting to realize just how much data Google is collecting on them, and they're not happy about it.
People are getting fed up with Google's data collection practices. They want more transparency and more say over their data. They're starting to realize that they have a choice.
Exactly. And these alternative search engines are offering just that. They're using new technologies like blockchain and decentralized networks to protect user data and give people more control over their search experience. They're putting the power back into the hands of the people.
So is there hope for a more privacy-focused internet then? That's kind of encouraging. But Google's a powerful adversary. Can these alternative search engines really compete with them?
It's a David and Goliath situation, no question. Google has such a massive advantage in terms of resources and infrastructure, but these alternative search engines are gaining some traction. People are starting to realize there's a better way.
So what can we do to support these guys? How can we help level the playing field? Should we all just ditch Google and use these alternative search engines?
That's a good start, but we need to do more than just switch search engines. We need to push for stronger privacy laws. We need to learn more about data collection and how algorithms actually work. And we need to support organizations that are fighting for our digital rights and privacy.
So a multi-pronged attack. We need to be mindful, demand change, explore the alternatives, and support the people who are fighting for a better internet.
Exactly. The future of the internet isn't set in stone. It's up to us to shape it. We can create a digital world that's fairer, more privacy-focused, and more empowering for everyone.
This whole deep dive has been pretty eye-opening. We've dug into the history, the bullshit, and the future of Google search. The good, the bad, and the ugly. So what's the big takeaway here?
I think it's that Google is this huge, powerful force, and it's constantly evolving. We need to be aware of their influence, demand more from them, and look for alternatives. The internet is a tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or for evil. It's up to us how we use it.
Couldn't have said it better myself. I think we've given our listeners something to think about.
The future of the internet's in our hands, folks. Let's make it a future we can all be proud of.
And that's a wrap on this episode of The Deep Dive. Stay curious, stay informed, and don't let those algorithms control your life.